Hi, I wanted to do a walkthrough of the Spirit of Cats Oracle. That's the box. I keep looking down. My setup here is just not fancy right now. The fanciest I got was just having a tripod, which the phone latch broke and I couldn't fix it. And also I'm noticing that I have a lot of things in the background. So it's totally lo-fi and I'm okay with it because I'm just starting out, and it might be lo-fi for forever, I don't know. But I wanted to talk about just some discomfort I had today. I'm really trying to stretch myself recently, and starting this YouTube channel is one of them, and just to take it easy, and also just growing myself in other parts of life. And just to ease me into it, I thought I would share. I watched so many deck walkthroughs and deck hauls and thoughts about decks and people's personal experiences, not necessarily based on their readings, but just based on their thoughts about the deck in and of itself and the imagery and the different cards that really stand out. And so I thought I would share this Oracle deck. This is one of the first ones I got, and I think that the artwork was so cute. These are the backs. These are not in order because I didn't really plan this, but I thought it would be a lot of fun, and it's kind of a de-stress thing for me. So this is the fear, and I know it's glary. Maybe if I do that. And I'm not looking at not looking at the camera, but you know, one of the things that I think is so funny is when people put cards so close to the lens. I really don't like that actually when that's done, because I don't know, I think I'm just getting older. My eyes are like getting like wonky, so I'm like, wait, what's that image? And then with the camera focusing and refocusing, I just think it's so funny. You know, also, I'm not a huge fan of cats. Like I wasn't allowed to have pets growing up, which seems like a lot of my Indian friends were the same way. Like we were the only Americans as kids growing up here that did not have animals. We all knew why, because all the moms were like, you know what, you're not going to take care of them, I'm going to have to take care of them, you know, so no, you do it when you're older. So anyways, I never had animals. And oh yeah, I was like severely allergic to cats, and I found out by sleeping at a friend's house, and she had 9 cats, and I slept over. I think I was like 7 or something, and then I had a severe allergic reaction the next morning, and I was taken to the doctor and stuff. But it's gone down a lot, and during really like important and distressing and challenging and kind of really mystically poignant times in my life, cats have shown up. And I just think as symbols, they're really interesting. And I just really love the artwork in these. I can't say that I necessarily connect totally to what the key word is at the bottom and the image together. I see the connection, but I just like the cards and images in and of themselves. I'll try to speed this up here. I'm just kind of playing around right now with making videos and wanting to share what I have too. So I've gotten to hear so many awesome shares and insights and everything throughout all these years. And I just think it's so fun. I like that. I did like that bonding card. I love this one for some reason. The movement with the cat as the mountain, and the cat's like, what are you doing? Also looking a little scared, looking kind of like protective. But the cat's person is just freely and in a fun way moving around. Gift giving, that's really cute. I really love like winter imagery. I love snowflakes. I just love all of that imagery. I keep a snowflake up in a tree, like a Christmas tree image on my little, I wouldn't call it an altar, but it's a tiny little space. And those lines and the consistency of those lines and the geometry of those lines are very like soothing to me. Yeah, that's sad. And then this is really cute. So that was Spirit of Cats Oracle, and it's a Japanese deck. I think this is Japanese. And it's very cute, and I will be keeping it for a long time in the foreseeable future. So the second part of this video, oh, if you want to know about the guidebook, there's a guidebook and there are explanations. Wait, are they all in Japanese? No, they have English too. Yeah, and I would say right now I'm much more of an intuitive reader than I am like hardcore, like what is this card supposed to be? And I think it's just because I've taken a lot of tarot like online downloads, and I have a lot of tarot books, and I think that the best way for me to learn is just to like engage, of course, in the cards, but also like, you know, talk about it. And I would like to hear what other people have to say about, you know, my insights and what their takes on are as well. And so right now I'm going to work with the Oracle of Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed, and that too has a guidebook. And has 49 cards, and these are the cards. And so today what happened was at work is that I'm part of this committee thing that's like a year assignment, and it's a new thing. It's a relatively new thing at work, and it's really cool because it's like really trying to make a large impact, like just to be more inclusive in a lot of different ways at the employee level, and to have a more for instance, to help with foundational skills. So if you don't have your GED, a lot of people, or you want higher education, you know, if there's tuition reimbursement, there's a huge process. So you have to have the money outright, and then you might get reimbursed. But they are offering all these things, and it's slowly building for free. And they're helping people get tutors, and they're working with a nonprofit to do all these things, which, I mean, and they're like putting in a mentorship program and apprentice programs, and it's actually very cool. And so, you know, I love the whole growth and success thing. And so I applied for this, and it's really cool actually. And it's not a huge time commitment, but anyways, it's really cool. So in my background, I did do corporate life, and that was in a time, you know, my 20s and early to mid 30s, where I was like, I wasn't getting help. I didn't know like where a lot of my depression was coming from, my anger. I didn't know where a lot of my confusion about life was coming from. I'm gonna make this quick because the light's going. And so all of these things. So what I quickly wanted to do, on the way home today, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go pull a card. Like I was gonna pull a tarot card, but then I got here and I was like, I'm gonna pull an oracle card. And I am a 7 numerologically, and I've taken several numerology classes, which are also really cool. And so I really like dipping into this deck a lot. And so I'm just gonna pull a card because, the point was that at this one meeting, it was like a committee of the larger meeting. And so this was like another, like, it was a brainstorming action with like action items behind it. And so this was the first time that I've kind of gotten back into that realm of going to meetings. It's been 11 years. I haven't been in that realm for a long time, by choice. I haven't gone back to corporate. And so this is my kind of getting back into it very slowly but surely, and I'm trying to stretch myself. And I think I'm in mentally a lot better place to just not freak out when I say something wrong, or when I think I say something wrong, or worrying about what other people say. Anyways, all that stuff. So I didn't really like the work that they're doing, and I try to focus on that. Like, that's the reason why I'm there. And so there was a couple points where I just totally cut people off because I was getting antsy about wanting to get my point across. And then I wouldn't say anything for a while because I didn't want to cut people off, and then a new topic would start. And I was just like, oh my God. And I started just like, you know, when I start thinking about and criticizing my performance, I start that like self loathing kind of thing. Like, you know, and then like just driving home, like that would lead to like more road rage or like a little more careless driving. You know, I drove home safely and I was fine, but it's just like your bandwidth gets very like significantly shorter if you just heap on all these other thoughts about yourself. And I know that that's not very helpful. So one of the things that I thought about was like, you know what, let me just go home and pull a card and make a video and, you know, just talk about it. And yeah, you know, and I, you know, and sitting here talking, I know that that is not how I want to be, because I know I'm much more resilient when I'm able to say, you did your best, you're getting back into it. You may have made some mistakes, you may not have. At this point, it doesn't matter because it's over, and I showed up with the intention and the goodwill of doing a good job, of stretching myself and growing myself, which is what I would like to support others in doing. And if I can't support myself in that, you know, that's kind of a hard bridge to build. I like, you know, working for other people in that capacity. There would be a gap there. You know, so yeah, so, you know, I'm at home and I ate and so I am going to pull a card because I thought that would be a lot of fun, and because I would just like to know, like, right after that meeting, like what kind of energies or what kind of 7 energy deliciousness was present after the meeting. So I'm just gonna think about that really quick. I am not a fancy shuffler. I've already been kind of shuffling. So I know my eyes are looking all over the place. And so I'm just gonna pull a card. And one flew out. So this is what I got. Willing release. which is number 40, and that is perfect now that I'm looking at it closely with the dandelion puffs floating away. I love that image because that indicates to me that these flowers are taking their beautiful biological parts to create another, to co-create with nature, to create more flowers and feed the nature around it, which is exactly what I'm trying to do. Like from a very centered place, in a growing place. And the butterfly nearby also helping out. So willing release, that's exactly what happened. You know, I was just thinking like, I am not going to go back into that place of self-condemnation because that's not at all any part of that story. And so I know that with practice and over time, I will show up the way that that's more aligned with how I want to show up. And, you know, I think the contributions, I felt like I made really one great, like insightful contribution, but I don't know if they took it that way or not, but I certainly thought that was a good contribution. I felt like redeemed, but I don't want to do that anymore to myself, because even going and staying for the hour and a half and then doing work outside of that to further the cause of this is contribution in spades. And so, and like my body language was like I couldn't control my body language too much. And, you know, my mind was like, felt very much out of control. And the angle was really weird, really weird, where my face looked totally distorted. It was hilarious. Like the whole thing was just so funny. And so anyway, so yeah, so I just want to embrace it, and that willing release, you know, like you have no choice but to release it because it's over. But like that willingness to like consciously and in awareness say, I release all like the unhelpful negativity and criticism around it. I release it, and I release actually the event. I have no idea what people were thinking other than what they said. And one of the best things I've ever heard is let adults be adults. And if you know, they didn't indicate anything that I was like saying anything weird or anything like that or acting weird. So I'm releasing all of that, and I know that this has been great practice, and the practice shall continue, as with everything in life, I guess. And now the light's really going away. I appreciate you hearing me if you have, and I would love to hear your comments, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.